the instinct to sort of joke around and sort of not take it seriously would have been a disservice.
Leader of the Napa boys? Beep, beep, bitch. We're going to Napa.
Ever since the movie premiered, there's been a lot of buzz about how about how like how Napa Boys feels like a spiritual successor to Attack of the Clones. So when you were putting this movie together, like how did you make sure to differentiate the Napa Boys from Attack of the Clones? Like, was it thematically, narratively, cinematically? How did you set yourself apart?
Well, greatness stands on the shoulders of giants,
Mhm.
and Attack of the Clones very much is a film that comes in at a certain point, way later than other things too. Things are already in motion.
Mhm.
So obviously, as you correctly stated, as a guide map, Attack of the Clones was there. I would say there's a little bit more wine in this film than Attack of the Clones.
Oh boy.
I mean, I am glad though that the introduction to Mitch's character is at his winery where he's clearly identified because had anyone, lapsed in attention, they might have thought, why is Dexter Jetster here? What is he doing?
They're familiar with each other, and I think we wanted to make sure that we conveyed that feeling.
And similarly, I would say that that is one of the things that is like Attack of the Clones, as you stated, that Mitch's character is and Mitch, was very closely related and inspired by Dexter Jetster.
That is true. We should probably make sure to say that.
Yeah, I mean, I know when George saw it, he texted me saying like, "I think Napa Boys are ripping off Dexter Jetster," and I was like, I don't know. I'll try and set the record straight on that. So I'll let him know that it was more of an homage and not a ripoff.
Exactly. Same with Kill Bill and Bruce Lee.
Uh, you do touch upon the fact that we are jumping into Napa Boys 4. Much like Attack of the Clones, you're jumping in from a journey that's already in progress. Do the two of you as filmmakers like have actual lore in your minds of every adventure, or did you try to approach it as like we don't want to think about what happens in Napa Boys 1 through 3. We just want to nod to it.
Much like George Lucas, when we started this, the script was nearly 3 hours long, and we had already mapped out all six Napa Boys movies. Um,
Mhm.
so that again, the next one we could cherry pick and just jump ahead and not even do it sequentially, but we had already thought of the events of 1 through 3 and the ones that come after this Napa Boys.
I think we really wanted to make sure that it was lived in and that everyone, the characters are real and that matter. And I think the instinct to sort of joke around and sort of not take it seriously would have been a disservice, maybe to the world and just to the actual movie gods and the magic of cinema.
The movie has quite a few exciting guest stars, some of which have been revealed in the trailers, some that I won't disclose here. But when it comes to folks like Ray Wise or David Wayne, did like Ray Wise specifically, like, did you write it for him, hoping to get him, or was it a Ray Wise type and then you were able to actually get him?
Ray Wise, um, as we all know, was a Lynch standard, and we love him. When we originally wrote that character, Ray Wise was not in mind as we were writing it, and as we were getting close to casting, I had worked with Ray at Funny or Die briefly, and we pitched it to him. And first, I think he gave us his his industry response, and then I think just simply the beautiful fact that he even remembered working with me. He agreed to do it when he came to set the day before he came to set. David Lynch had passed, and when he showed up on the ranch where we shot, there was off screen a Bob's Big Boy statue, and unbeknownst to him, there had already been planned a set of donuts on the table, and so the moment was not lost on him, and it became kind of a beautiful thing that he even calls out in the film. But just to contextualize, all that had happened basically that day. And I think it influenced the fabric of the scene and the movie.
Now, I'll just add to that, saying that I think that is, well, also it is a beautiful story and true. I'm just saying, but it was a spiritual thing where I think a lot of things happen like that, where sort of the magic of maybe actually reading the script versus sort of just from afar, maybe they thought these are two silly boys or something, and then, oh, it actually is from the heart and it is, real. Is that the right word?
Yeah, I'd say that's accurate. And how do you, as filmmakers, you obviously want to make the best movie you can, but inherent in the DNA of a movie like this, you're honoring or inspired by horrible movies. Like, let's say the American Pie franchise, like those films have a limited budget. So there are some repetitions in montage sequences that might be frowned upon by some filmmakers. How do you find that balance of like making the best movie possible while also touching on some tropes or cliches that other audiences might frown on?
Just like, yeah, George Lucas
Mhm.
did with Star Wars, he took a disrespected genre of radio serials, sci-fi, infused John Ford Kurosawa to elevate them, but still you could rely on the tenets. Star Wars was a low budget film. So he took that, elevated it, and similarly, we took a disrespected genre of these sequels, DVD sequels, elevated them, infused with the John Ford Kurosawa to become something greater than the sum of its parts. And I think that is not lost on audiences.
Well, before I let you go here, lastly, have you all locked down what streaming service the Napa Boys spin-off TV show is going to be on? Is it like discussions, negotiations?
I'll say that's a top secret.
Mm.
And the first thing everyone should do is obviously go to the movie theater, see it with a group of people that have no idea, see it again. It's more rewarding the second time. And then the DVD will be a special uncorked, unrated, extended edition 2 disc of Napa Boys hitting Barnes and Noble stands. And it will come with a 10-minute long deleted scene special feature that we shot specifically for the physical media release that will change your entire point of view on watching the film.
Hmm.
So that would be the first place to watch it in your home, would be to buy the extended, uncorked, unrated special edition DVD.
And I'll just say as well that this wasn't made to be just sort of disposable and for a sequel. And I think that this is its own thing forever, like Sound of Music and Wizard of Oz, and to be sort of forever with your family to watch every Christmas forever.
For Mitch and Paul, since the two of you played the winemakers in Napa Boys, to prepare for your role, how many times did each of you watch the grape lady fail video?
I had it. I don't know if it's the same for Paul, but I just kind of had it on a loop on all my TVs during filming. Uh, did you do the same thing, Paul?
Yeah, it was a sort of a kind of like a network of TVs that could kind of like wherever room I was at, it would be playing on a TV. Do you remember like in the 80s or 90s, it would sort of like you'd have those villains or something would have like 9 TV screens, but they would make all one big image. You'd also maybe see this at like Kmart or something. That's how I watched the Grape Lady video.
Mhm.
Paul has one of the room. Do you know that room in the Matrix with all the TVs?
Sure do, of course.
That was shot at Paul's house, that scene.
But yeah, Patrick, we didn't watch it that much, to be honest.
But you could see in your performances the spirit of the Grape Stomp Lady.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah.
That
It was dangerous in those the barrel was I get how she failed. And I
Yeah.
don't think that it's a fail. I'd like to go on the record to say that I don't think that the grape stomping is a fail.
all right. I don't know if that'll make up for you selecting Prancer, but
I think it may.
I'll let audiences be the judge. Um, Sarah, now with this project, like Paul and Mitch and Armin, like a lot of these people have been working together for years, and both your character is a newcomer to the Napa Boys, and you probably don't have quite as much experience with this entire ensemble of people who made this movie. So, what was the experience like for you? Did you feel like everybody was starting on the same page of starting this adventure, or was there like a little bit of a learning curve of like ingratiating yourself into these folks?
Yes. I mean, well, I've been a fan of theirs, of course, for as many years as you're speaking of their collaborations. And Armin had brought Mitch and I together in the past for a project that I wonder if he'll kill me for mentioning was supposed to be like a Curb Your Enthusiasm for Kate Upton, the model Kate Upton. And Mitch and I were part of that as well. So we had met and had developed a camaraderie and understanding of each other's comedic sensibilities, if I do say so myself.
Yes.
And I think because I got to play an outsider, a stowaway, I think it really came quite naturally.
Uh, well, I mean,
That was a
I
good
think
answer.
you're fantastic. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, I had nothing to really add. Did
Yeah,
you
fit perfectly like a sommelier's glove.
Those famous gloves Somalis
Yes.
are known for. Um, Paul, you get to play this like arch villain type character. Was there like a specific villain that you had in mind when you were creating this character? There was a point where get lost in thought, and you reminded me of Angela's aunt in Sleepaway Camp, where you just start to wander. I wondered if you had like specific archetypes in mind for your character.
Okay, Patrick, this is for real. My friend Rick went to like a special screening at TIFF, not the one I went to, the Toronto International Film Festival, and he saw it before I did. So he texts me, and this is like my friend since first grade, who just so happens we've watched Sleepaway Camp together maybe like 15 times. I mean, we'd watch our group of friends in high school, we'd watch it once a weekend. He texts me and he says, "Your performance is the closest I've seen to Aunt Martha in Sleepaway Camp I've ever." So that's twice now I've got the. Anyway, it's funny that you say villain because I never at any point perceived it as that. An actor must not see its character as a villain.
Don't judge your characters. Don't judge Squirm.
Squirm is misunderstood. I think that you need to watch Squirm's adventures and really understand him a little bit more.
Well, because
Squirm's getting his own Joker movie.
well, because I remember trying to watch the Squirm Chronicles on CISO, but it's hard to track down now.
Yeah, did they save that stuff? Did they back it up?
I'm still subscribed to see, so you don't.
Oh, Uh,
You can still go in there and watch CISO stuff if you want to. If you,
Mitch,
yeah.
you were a birthday boy, you're a doughboy, you're a Napa boy. When will you be a man?
That's a great question. I'm in my mom and sister's room right now. They're at my house helping me do spring cleaning. So the answer is, I guess, probably never. Seems like but you know what? I love being a boy. I have Peter Pan syndrome and I love it.
Do
I
you mean the
mean,
peanut butter?
I was gonna
Yeah, I
say,
have to eat 1 jar a day or I get very sick.
I mean, I'm a peanut butter kid. I love it, so I
if we're
can't
talking
point
Napa
fingers.
boys, it might be a Peter Pino.
I love that idea. A nutty wine.
Speaking of nutty wine, Mitch,
Uh-huh.
I do gotta know what's going on with Stu in Twisted Metal season 3. Have you gotten
Oh
some
man.
scripts? Have you started shooting yet? Anything you can tell me?
No, I haven't. I know that they picked it up, but I haven't heard anything else yet. But I'm excited to do something. Yeah, it should be fun. I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I haven't. I have no good. I have no juicy gossip really for the new season.
I mean,
Uh,
Samoa Joe
Stu
told me they've
becomes
been filming for 6 months or so. So if you haven't heard anything, that can't be good news.
I've read that they're gonna make Stu like 6 inches taller this season.
Very interesting. Very interesting.